Hello all, Kitamari here, checking out Salvus Aries. This is a visual novel that is available on Steam now. And, well, here we go. Hitting new game. I already went into the settings to make text speed instant. It starts off in windowed mode, but fix that too. Kitamari. Oh, it's been a while since I played a visual novel on my channel. And this is an Otome game, by the way. Let's go. I'll narrate any text that is non-spoken. It was the day of my execution. The footsteps down the hallway came closer towards my cell. I had already been given my final meal, so this could mean only one thing. That time has come already. Public executions were rare, though the gruesome affairs had once entertained the masses in the past, no longer were they welcomed. Or so I thought. Perhaps I was a special exception. Since I was a woman that was particularly loathsome, especially despicable. Gosh, what did I do? What did I do? I just got here. At least that is what I've led everyone to believe, unintentionally or otherwise. I had been the target of much hatred even before I laid claim to the ruthless deeds that had left this town torn apart. To be fair, they saw me as the culprit, and all of this was deserved. I can't say my hands were entirely clean, either. Even if I did not turn myself in, though, the result, mayhaps, would have been the same. You can tell she's evil because she uses the word mayhaps. I also use the word mayhaps. But I'm not that evil, I don't think. At least this way I could. Miss Kitamari. The guard greeted me grimly. One of the few people that still treated me respectfully. My one friend here thought he would pretend to not know me, but he was the one to ask what I wished for my last meal. We had often bantered with each other in town, or what this town was before.
It's the perfect day for a beheading, don't you think?
Oh my goodness, there's a voice acting. Kitamari's voice, did you hear it? Ah, yeah. Here we go. Miss, I hoped the trash they would throw at me wouldn't smell too bad. Miss Kitamari, it's time to go. His countenance was supposed to be smooth, but pity and resignation were etched in the way his eyebrows furrowed and mouth sagged. He was young, only 17. Why did they give such a task to someone so young? Is she just deciding how young he is, or how old he is? Because that's what I would do. He is 17, officially. Disgust, hatred, happiness. For those who did like me, their eyebrows did not crease as if expecting this very outcome. The few who did not despise me hated the path I walked on, and those who did were full of glee, the ones that were still alive anyway. I've seen those eyes countless times in the past year as they warned me to keep my head down and keep quiet. Countless warnings I did not heed. Just look straight ahead, miss.
You're a little too young for this, aren't you?
You're not much older.
What do you mean? I got a whole 4 years on you. I'm an adult.
While I tried to lighten the mood, despite the very morbid end that was awaiting me, the crowd's whispers turned into jeers. Filthy.
Brought nothing but doom to this town.
I was pelted by what smelled like rotten food. Despite the urge to heave, I maintained my countenance to remain the calmest it could ever be. I wanted to keep my dignity to the end, whatever was left of it. There wasn't much food to throw since we had cut the supply routes.
Ouch!
So they threw rocks instead.
Hey! One scratch gets on us and you'll be in the jail next!
The jail? The G-A-O-L jail. Next, huh? I smiled, and I could see him wince. He said sorry. It was very quiet, I guess. He whispered to me in a hush.
It's all right. You're not wrong.
You really defending a traitor like her?
I'm next to her, you idiot!
This was necessary, I told myself. It was what I signed up for. It was for the sake of the nation. It would eventually pay off, even if I could not be around to witness it. No matter how calm I tried to be, though, I could not control the lurching in my stomach. I knew this would come, but I was terrified to the core. Death was coming, yet I still could not fathom that I would be gone in just a short while. But more than that, I longed for what I would be leaving behind. My family, my favorite bread, fresh from the bakery. That crispy and fluffy. I could never taste it again. You know, I can so relate to this. There are these butter croissant that are amazing, and then they changed it to make it cheap, terrible, soft, like, I don't know, ultra processed croissant, and I'm just heartbroken. After everything, why is thinking about bread bringing me to tears? My last moments on earth, and my mouth is watering. I asked for one last loaf of bread for my final meal, but the flavor was not what it always had been. I tried to remember the taste I once cherished, but better than the bread was the people that I shared it with. So that's why my heart hurts so. The guard brought me to a sharp halt. I thought my execution would be done in the middle of the town. Despite the burnt, indistinct rubble, I knew exactly where this was, a cruel estate that was the source of all troubles. Of course they met their demise. He made sure of it, and it was why I was here. His sins were greater than my own, but if he was the one that forged the path, I was the one who paved it. I laughed as I looked up at the burning sky. Someone thought this was the perfect place for me to die. Would my grave be here as well, or would they even bother burying my body at all? I'm sorry. His voice was barely above a whisper. Barely a whisper. I shook my head. There was nothing he could have done.
Thank you.
For being with me at the end. At least my death wouldn't be a lonely one. Someone covered my head with a sack, a final mercy. I didn't have to look at the blade that would take my life. I hope Felix can have some bread tonight. I pray that it is warm. I hope he will carry on our work and see our dream through.
Please don't miss me too much. And forgive me for doing this.
The blade swung. I like this song already. There's an opening song. If you don't hear any background music, it's because I had to cut it out. Rose Milk Studio presents Salvus Aries. I don't know if I'm saying it, I hope so.
音が合わないメルエット数えきれないリグレット眠ることは許されないたとえ入りなったとて
Ina, heroine, voice actor Marisa, Zafai, Valfar, Seer. Oh wow, all the voice actors. I don't know any of these people. That's so cool though. I wonder who's gonna have my favorite voice. Kitty! I'm so excited. Graphics by Ree Alice. I think he's my favorite. I don't know, I like the boring one. Whoever's the most boring. No, actually, I usually either like the most boring one or the most unhinged one. It's even better when the boring one becomes unhinged. Like, that's one of the tropes I like. It's not even really a trope, I don't think. It's just like a plot development that happens sometimes. After that, it was as though I was trying to study a painting through a net. What a shame, someone so young and bright. More pity. Why did everyone pity me? I knew what I was getting into. My head hurt. Walk forward. It seems I have no choice but to walk forward, so I'm gonna do that. I stepped forward. If I still had a body, I could not see it. I could only trust my footfalls would take me to a destination. Open the door. The light grew brighter.
Is there no way to reconsider?
You forget that this is more in your power than mine. I've done what I could.
I will not back down.
Arguing. Lots of arguing. I think it was about me. I wish someone would tell me what was going on. Keep walking. It's like someone is flipping the pages of a book. My own life was but a chapter, like ink on a page long disintegrated. Faces along the way, like new characters. A hand reached out to me. Are you sure you wish to do this? There will be a price to pay. I cannot help you. But what did I agree to? This was just a memory, wasn't it? Still, I could barely remember anything. Take the hand? My heart hurts. It hurts.
It hurts! It hurts!
It hurts more than I thought it hurt. It hurts.
Make it stop! Please!
I begged to any entity that would listen to me. My heart, no, entire being throbbed in pain for what felt like an eternity. Then, as sudden as it started, it was over. I was at peace. The loneliness never left me, but it was distant. This searing pain that tore my heart felt like a separate entity as it flowed next to me. It was a dull ache that didn't consume me, but didn't leave me either. Was this what happened after death? Where am I going?
I'm sleepy.
Time was an endless stretch. All the voices that swirled in my head soon faded away. Sometimes the same memories visited me again and again, each time they grew more distant, and then I finally fell into a dreamless state. I think I slept for a very long time. Wake up, there's some people waiting for you. Come on, follow me.
Who are you?
Come on, Sleeping Beauty, you can ask questions later. My eyes were still entirely bleary, but I regained enough control of my limbs to reach out to her. She took my hand. The warmth of her touch grounded me enough to walk forward through another door. I thought she was a girl. I don't know, something. Chapter 1. This time I could feel everything. My feet were firmly planted on the ground. When I stretched out my hands, I could see them, every finger. I touched my neck to find it was still attached. A young woman guided me through a long hallway. She bade me to sit down. A few moments later, she handed me a drink. I believe this is coffee. I have mostly drank tea in my life, though. It is sweeter than I remembered, and quite chilly, too. How long has it been since something has passed my lips? Just a few days ago, but it feels like it's been a lifetime. Actually, no, several lifetimes. My head was pounding, so I focused on the drink to steady myself. Where am I, anyway? I heard loud footsteps and a raucous group approaching me. Sounds of bickering, and a few exasperated sighs reached my ears. While I have been in crowds aplenty, this one felt overbearing. More so than the last one I'd faced, and they pelted things at me. I haven't heard such noise in a century. Hello there. Hello? Who are you? And where am I? What's happening?
Consider us your welcoming committee.
Oh, he's special. He gets a voice. Welcoming committee? For what?
Congratulations, you're dead. Welcome to the afterlife.
Wow. Well, that was not very welcoming at all.
I'm dead?
Why was that surprising? My head got chopped off. All my memories after that were particularly fuzzy, but I recalled that much. I suppose these things take time to get used to. I should be grateful that I was on my own 2 feet again. Wait, I knew that. Why are you so surprised, then? Well, I suppose I didn't know what to expect afterwards. Death is a shocking thing, you know. You've had quite a while to get used to the whole idea. I have? How does one get used to being dead in a few days? Or it could have been longer. This is pain. Was it pain? I peered around them, hoping to see a door to heaven. Hopefully it was heaven. I know I did some bad things, but they wouldn't put me in hell, right? So where are we going? The men all looked at each other. Which one of you will do the honors? Not me. I'm not good with these things. I'm not qualified to. Are you not the boss, Kame? Kame pretended to not hear this. How about we draw straws? If it's such a hassle to tell me where to go, then I'll go find someone else to tell me. Where's the nice woman who gave me the coffee? Lilia? The bespectacled man named Kame snorted. She's the last person you'd want to ask. You'd get a summary that tells you nothing you need to know and get yourself into trouble. Well, even more trouble. Oh no, they're sending me to hell, aren't they? I gulped.
Oh, I'm in trouble? I have to go down there?
The last part came out in a whisper, despite my attempts to keep my voice steady. I looked at the floor, expecting it to swallow me whole. Luckily for you, you escaped that fate. Oh, thank goodness. But there is a price and a punishment. His grin did not match his ominous tone. So he's the rude guy. This guy. He's the rude guy. Oh, he doesn't seem very nice. Arias, you're frightening her. I believe we should begin with introductions. Look at you, doing a better job than our leader. I'm not your leader, Zafar. Zafar! You're the highest rank. I feel more like a father trying to rein in his troublesome brats. Thanks, Pops. Never knew what it was like to have a dad. Anyways.
I am Kame Aster. It is a pleasure to finally meet you.
Came Aster. Finally. He held his hand out for a handshake. This is the proper human formality, correct? Human? Well, I usually curtsy. I quickly took it and mimicked his gesture, although it felt quite awkward as it was a gesture I witnessed mostly among knights. She's from an earlier time period, remember? Ah, yes. What?
Name's Zafan. Up top.
Zafan. He raised a hand and I waved back at him. Don't mess with her already. You just said... Sorry. He interrupted and gave me a smooth wink. Was trying to give you a high five. Didn't mean to confuse you. He ruffled my hair and stood back to pass the baton to the next man.
I am Valafar.
He's Valfar. He bowed politely and I returned the gesture with a curtsy.
Aureus.
Aureus. Is he the rude man or is there another rude man? He made no such movements and only nodded at me. Ouch, cold reception. You feeling shy? Hush. Nice to meet you too.
I am Sayer, an angel.
Sayer. I like his butterfly dealy. As if to prove it, he floated into the air for a few moments. What a show off. Wow, a real angel. Don't tell me you're believing him so easily. I ignored him. Do you have wings and feathers? He hesitated for a moment before answering. Only on special occasions they can get in the way. Wow, I want to see. Perhaps some other time. Reapers are cooler. We have powers too. His tone felt rather petulant. Wait a minute. The human comment from before stuck out. Are you all Reapers? It is so shocking. You just believe that man is an angel. Sayer smiled at me serenely. Yes, well, I did not have a good answer, so I decided to ignore those statements altogether.
So if you're Reapers, are you the ones that brought me to the other side?
Correct, although you have been on the other side for quite a while now. Do you not remember? I don't. Was it Lilia who got me? I just came through the store. She got you from purgatory, but she doesn't do any reaping herself. You can say she's a bit of a complicated case. Oh? Story for another time. Come on, you two, stay on topic.
Do you not remember your stay in purgatory?
I was in purgatory? I do not recall this. Or wait, did I? All those voices. The people I saw on my way here. I just realized something. And sorry I'm so late in doing this because actually, this needs to be done very early on, which is to reduce the music as much as possible. That helps all things. Hey, check out who's this one? I like this one. I don't know. I also like this one. I like this one. He's a jerk. Okay, let's return. All those voices, the people I saw on my way here. Thought I was hallucinating. Have you recalled? I'm afraid it's mostly a blur. I remember some voices, seeing some people pass by. I remember sitting on a bench under a tree. Long paths. And I think I talked to people, sometimes.
Nothing more specific?
No, I'm sorry. The background music has completely disappeared now. Is it supposed to disappear that easily? Okay. For some reason, he seemed agitated. I felt bad about having to disappoint him. What's gotten into you, Seer? Seer?
You are usually the picture of serenity.
He seems Valfar. He's the tallest of them, and he seems the most mature of the lot, I think. I don't know him, though. How about we move to the lounge? He indicated with a jerk of his hand at the curious onlookers. Currently, only overtime workers are at the office, so we have this place to ourselves. I've been reading things weird all... year. Let me try that again. Currently, only overtime workers are at the office, so we have this place to ourselves. What a strange area. I walked up to this giant box holding little round objects. What is this? A vending machine. That's where your coffee came from. You put your phone against the black part, and you select with these buttons, and it'll give you your drink. He demonstrated by getting himself a coffee just like mine. You see? Why does it look like your eyes are going to fall out of your head? Sorcery. It boggled my mind. How could a box know what you wanted? How could it return an object?
Perhaps you can think on it another time.
Yeah, we were talking about your time in Purg. What do you remember? Well, the last thing I really remember was getting my head chopped off. Arias winced. I remember it really hurt at the time, but it feels like it was so long ago. How long have I been dead for? Well, we must check the records. I'd say 300 years. That long? The guys flinched at the sudden increase in volume. Sorry, no wonder it feels many lifetimes away. I really feel like I've aged. Despite your loss in memory? I nodded. Yes, I know only bits and pieces, but I feel something weighing down my heart. Maybe over time I can remember why I feel this way?
It is peculiar that you remember your human life, yet not your time in the afterlife.
It is indeed, Valfar.
Usually it is in reverse.
You're just a weird one. Thanks. Now, that simply livens things up all the more. I suppose it is up to me to explain why you're here, what you must do, and where you shall go. You have served most of your sentence in purgatory. However, you are to work indefinitely as a reaper until some conditions are satisfied. What are those conditions? I cannot say. Oh, why not? Curiosity killed the cat. And satisfaction brought it back. Arias rolled his eyes and turned away. I laughed to myself. It was banter that I often used to have with my best friend. Of course, Arias did not seem to be as willing a partner. Wait, my best friend Felix. If 300 years had passed, then that meant he was gone too now. No matter what he did, he was my closest friend. He was my other half. Who is Felix, anyway? Where is Felix? I think he's my favorite one. You know what? I bet this game is gonna spoil it and tell me who Felix is. Felix is this one. No, I have no idea. But there were more pressing matters at hand, so I would have to wallow in my sorrow later. I cannot tell you the conditions because I do not know. You are to serve your sentence until the powers above have decided otherwise.
I thought you guys are the powers above.
We're the powers below, except Sayer, who is technically from above, but he doesn't have much weight either.
'Tis true. The powers above are much higher than I am.
So if we are below, this is hell? No, you were spared from that, remember? Keep up.
And hell doesn't have coffee.
Valfar nodded sagely. What exactly is my sentence for? Have I been that bad? The men all exchanged myriad expressions with each other. Yes, you took the fall for an evil, evil man and helped him along the way. I could not deny that. Although he was doing some bad things, I did not find him evil in the slightest. This did not seem to be the time to contest that. And the results were catastrophic, almost world-ending, a calamity beyond all disasters. Yes, thank you, we get the message. Hold on, I thought things would get better if I... Oh, no, miss. Frankly speaking, everything went to... spit. Everything went to spit.
You sacrificed yourself for the crimes of that man. In return, he ravaged the world.
He's not Felix, is he? What? That was the last thing I could have ever expected to hear. Angered by your death, he decided to wage war across the country, as well as the neighboring lands. What? What did you expect? He was a wrathful man. You witnessed that before your death as well, correct? It was justified. We wanted to change the country. Well, you changed it all right.
I meant for the better, not for the worse. What happened?
You enabled a terrible man. Even before your misguided martyrdom, you encouraged him in his sins. All right, I understand. This is because I was his partner, right? The powers above decided that enablement of a sinner is also a sin, especially in this case of your final act. Hundreds and thousands of lives were forfeit. Yours truly had to be involved, too. Zaphon pointed at himself with a grim expression.
We can come back to that later.
Valfar cut him off before he could begin his tale. Deflated, Zaphon pouted but did not protest. All because of what he did? No, that's not entirely true. Oh? You're right, I did enable him. Instead of telling him to rein himself in, I encouraged him. But I thought he knew best, so I never disagreed with him. I just aided him in the pursuit of our goals. I thought if I limited myself to a certain extent, my hands wouldn't be dirtied, but if he was the one to administer the poison, then I was the one that brewed it.
And if I could give my life for him to continue on his path, our path, then it would all be okay.
I had gladly done so in the end. I rubbed my neck where the axe had fallen. I should have seen it coming. If it makes you feel better, you weren't the only one punished. There are others who suffered, greatly. It doesn't make me feel better at all. That just makes it worse. I'm not some cruel person, or I hope I'm not. At least you aren't to go to hell, so long as you fulfill your work. And what if I don't want to?
Hell is not a fun place. Do you want a taste of it?
He has a good voice. That's where that bastard went, your disgusting friend. His eyes narrowed, and for a moment I could see the flames of hell in his pupils. No, that's okay. So Felix ended up there. How did I know it was Felix? And what if he really is that last guy? Because I can do fortune-telling of a sort. All we did was for nothing. His choices after my passing were ultimately his own. But was it my fault? I was the catalyst, wasn't I? Maybe I should go down there after all. As if he could read my thoughts, came gently put a hand on my shoulder. Arias. He rebuked the sharp man while giving my shoulder a comforting squeeze. He didn't apologize, making Kame sigh, but he didn't press the matter. Just know that your sentencing is beyond our power.
Apologies if you feel wronged. But this is how it is in the afterlife.
I wish there was a way I could appeal it. I mean, I've already been in purgatory, right? Correct, although you didn't have too much time to... Correct, although you didn't have too much to purge, so you've been sleeping for most of your duration there. What do you mean? Well, thanks to you and your friend-turned-tyrant king, there was a lot on everyone's agendas. So you slipped our radar. What's a radar? Think of it as something that escaped everyone's notice, for now. Man, they really left you sleeping too long. So I was forgotten.
Our apologies.
There was an awkward moment of silence. I definitely could tell there were things they weren't telling me, but in truth, I needed time to process all of this. I nodded along as though I understood all that they told me, but I felt that it had yet to sink in.
You should get some rest.
It was as if he'd read my mind. Ah, yes, well, you had quite the slumber. I believe you do need some time to think. We set up a cool room just for you. You knew I'd be coming? We are your welcoming committee, after all. Of course, we had to do some preparation. And Lilia helped. She said our taste sucks. Oh, well, I'll be sure to thank her. They said she's lazy and troublesome, but the girl's been nice to me so far. Although this coffee is cold, the warmth it gave my heart was something I felt nostalgic for. I held on to it tightly as we exited the office and made for the place that would be my new home. I was terrified out of my mind. We were inside a strange contraption. Think of it as a mini carriage, he had said, yet there were no horses, and it moved of its own accord. Sorcery. And to make it worse, it moved too quickly. Would you like to hold my hand? Sayre sat to my right, and Zafan to my left. Zafan! I was sandwiched between them, squished like a child hiding inside a cupboard. Looks like she'll destroy Kame's seeds otherwise. Arias was seated in the front, staring out the window. Kame, who was driving this bizarre vehicle, huffed a languished sigh as he spun the wheel.
I would prefer that not happen, if you don't mind.
Or else I might switch cars with one of the others. Certainly you wouldn't dare take mine. You should have gone with Valfar then, or brought your own. Himph. I hadn't realized that I had a death grip on the leather seats. My nails had been digging in and my knuckles had gone white. I held the angel's hand, and while I was still in fear for my life, non-life, he was positively delighted.
You can hold my hand too.
I took him up on that offer. My strength was divided between holding each hand. Please do not be so anxious. You're a Reaper now. Can't die again that easily. Doesn't mean she can be reckless. Well, yeah, but she doesn't have to be a nervous wreck either. Try looking out the window. I'm sure this will all be new to you. This place is called Stasis. It's got a lot to do thanks to everything we borrow from the human world. I braved a glance outside. It was bizarre. Gone were the structures I had grown up with or the rubble it had become. Instead were looming buildings, bright lights. Cool, isn't it? The purgatory humans helped us design this place. Angels come down here to frolic, so a lot of the time is always put into construction. Up where we come from, there is little in entertainment. There's little in entertainment in heaven, though they make the best alcohol. I had so many questions. The purgatory humans? Purgatory is a place where humans purge their sins before they go to heaven. So am I going to heaven?
You are a special case.
You stirred up so much trouble they didn't know what to do with you.
That's why they left you in there for so long. Anyways, rather than just wandering around in purg, the ones with skills can serve their sentences here. Now and then, you get humans that work here before going to heaven. Or even come down from heaven now and then. So I didn't have any skills? That's not the case, but rather you were assessed to be a danger. What? Who am I dangerous to? Yourself and millions of people. Point taken, but I'm not that reckless. Arias scoffed. And I'm here now, aren't I? Under strict supervision, our heads are on the line. Really? So don't toe out of line. But she has matured from her stay in purgatory. You may have forgotten your memories, but do you truly feel like the same person? My soul felt heavier, things were still foggy, and I've barely had time to think here. I think I have changed, I just need to figure out how. Hopefully it's for the better. Boy, ease up, will ya? Never seen you be this much... Don't listen to him. He was in charge of making sure you'd get here safe and sound. You all just wouldn't stop talking about her. How come you all know me? I appreciate the help, but is there a reason you're looking out for me? Let's just say a series of events have led us to us being responsible for you.
So if you mess up, we all die.
Oh gosh.
Zafan, please. It would be a worthy death.
Eh? No, I don't want anyone dying for me. Besides, aren't we already dead? Yet you died for another so easily. Anyway, while humans and things that normally hurt humans can't fatally harm us, other powers can. Keep that in mind. Alright. At last, we were free from the nightmarish ride. I was sitting in my brand new room. Although the structures I've seen so far have been unfamiliar, this was close to my old quarters and Felix's home. Was this on purpose? They told me to stay out of the kitchen for now and to just ask them if I needed any help, since there would be machinery I did not yet know to operate. I was given this watch thing to contact them, but how could that possibly work? Sorcery. It is sorcery. Just as I started tapping on the surface, something appeared on the screen and the watch began to make noises. After several moments of deliberation, I tapped it. Hey, how are you settling in? Ah! Ah! I don't know how to I threw the infernal device, and a shadow replaced the sound of his voice. I shouldn't have done that, I think. Sorcery. The next day. Here, I'll teach you how to use it. While the device was sturdy, the screen itself needed some repairs. The men were shocked at my strength, though Lilia praised me until Came shoot her out. And still, Zafan was here with a case of tools. Probably should have taught you in the first place. It could mean less work on our hands, or it would mean. Yesterday. After I tossed the infernal device away from me as far as I could, it thunked against the wall and fell to the floor with a spectacular shatter.
Creation!
I climbed up onto the counter and looked for some sort of weapon. Luckily, I found a broom to brandish at the cursed item. Not that I knew anything about exorcism. Perhaps I should have joined a convent after all. Before I had any more time to regret my course in life, hurried footsteps echoed outside of my door. Are you okay? Zafan was huffing after opening the door, and the group of guys piled in. Beside him was Valfar, who was sleepily rubbing his eyes. Arias was in tow, and Sierre peered inside curiously. While Came wasn't very visible, I could still see him rubbing his temple. You could have knocked. We thought something had happened. The angel furrowed his beautiful face as he came up to me, still crouched on the counter. Are you hurt? He put a hand on my head, and his eyes did a once over me. What happened? A voice started coming out of my watch, and I thought it was possessed. It was terrifying. Ah, thanks. That was my voice. Eh?
Is my voice that scary?
He whispered to Arias, who nodded, much to Zafon's dismay.
We should have explained how it worked to you. You must have been frightened.
I tried to slide off of my seat, but Valfar stopped me.
We should check for any broken glass. Although you are a Reaper now, injuries will still hurt since you are new to this life. It will take time for your powers and resistance to develop.
Paper cuts will never stop stinging, no matter how many years pass.
He spoke bitterly and glared at the floor as though there was a sheet of paper lurking, threatening to slice him. How unfortunate. While Valfar picked up the watch, Zafon and Orias studied the floor for any debris. They confiscated my broom and then began the lecture. We did not think your first reaction would be to throw the item. I said I was sorry. Told you I thought that watch was possessed. We have to remember there was no technology from her time. He gave Arias a pointed look. However, the next time you come across a suspicious item, it may not be wise to toss it. There could be an enchantment designed to hurt you. Really? Like what? I thought I'd be safe as a Reaper, at least. You'd be mistaken. Remember, there are other powers out there that can harm you. I nodded. There are rogue Reapers out there, bad spirits from the human world, and actual demons that so far have escaped our grasp. The longer one lives, the more powerful they grow, so there are many out there who can hurt you. But how come they go rogue? Pursuit of power or a different life? I could see why. We all stared at him. Not that I have any plans to go rogue, jeez. Then you should watch your words, especially where we are. Are there any bad angels? Seer shook his head.
Angels cannot have ill intent, so it is not possible for them to stray.
Furthermore, all actions angels do are recorded automatically and sent to a record keeper. How can they not have any ill intent? It's just how it is. Reapers are built a certain way. Angels are built a certain way. Reapers are unattached. Their end goals are to become humans, be promoted to higher work, and possibly become angels. Although I've rarely heard it actually happen.
Because of this, it is rare to see Reapers in relationships, or even have more than a couple of friends at most. A group like ours is an anomaly. They, of course, can have casual relations, if they so choose, but most find no need to tie themselves down to this life.
Angels get to deal with the nice parts of life. All we see is death, so you can imagine why they want a promotion.
Or to settle down as a human, once they fulfill certain conditions. Of course, that is not appealing to everyone. And you do have those that have come into this life after once being human, whether it be by choice.
An exceptional event, I assure you.
Or those that must work off their karmic debt.
It's a lot to take in. Seer pat me fondly on the head.
You will learn.
Arias bristled. You were quite friendly to her. Why? Yeah, you're not that nice to us. Or at all.
Could it be?
I didn't think he had it in him. Seer gave him a look.
He can certainly be heartless for an angel.
Even you, Valfar? I'll stop teasing him. I'm sure it's because I'm new. I defended him more for my own sake than his, if I were to be honest. All right. We'll back off for now.
We need to get back to business, as it is.
Let me teach you the basics of using this. Try not to throw it again. Sorry, I thought a demon was in there. You're afraid of demons? Well, who isn't? Arias pointed at himself and then to Kame. Do you not notice that we have demon-like qualities? Are you demons? I thought you were Reapers. Not mutually exclusive concepts. There are good demons and bad ones. Take some perceptions of the Grim Reaper across several places. Those that can perceive the supernatural have some foundation for our appearances. Of course, we don't know if they truly see us or if we just look like the scary pictures they conjure of us. I see. They've always been terrifying in the painting as I've seen. Scary things aside, let's get to work. After many hours of patience from Zafan, with Valfar and even Lilia occasionally dropping by to help, I think I have finally understood this device. While it is a watch, they say it is like a smartphone that is capable of doing many other things I need for my Reaper work. I still could not say that I have grasped everything, but I believed I could work this. Alright, test time. Never mind. Wait, I don't think I'm ready. Go ahead and send a text to someone. Oh, I get to pick whoever to send a text to. Oh my goodness. I can't decide. I'm thinking Arias or Sayer. Zafan is fun. And these two are okay. Valfar and Cabe. I feel like Valfar has the lion's share of actual voice dialogue that occurs in this game, but can't be sure. I'm going to just close my eyes. Ding, did it? I chose. So that is who fate has chosen for me. I literally was like moving my mouse around like crazy, and I could not know who. Hi. What are you confused about? Why are you texting me? I have to practice using sorcerer technology. Why not? Zafan told me to pass my test. I have to text someone. Zafan told me to pass my test. I have to text someone. And I was your choice because? I just felt like it. Why do you seem unhappy? I'm busy. Not too busy to reply to be a grouch, clearly. Okay, well, test passed. Flying colors. Now I need to get on with my day. Great, now call someone. What? We were moving too fast. Definitely Seer.
Why, hello there. I hope your first day on the job has been fun.
Well, I think I'm learning a lot.
If anything frightens you again, you can be sure to count on me.
This is a really cool smartwatch. Like, really cool. Yeah, I'll try not to keep throwing things.
That's the spirit. But if you ever do feel the urge, I can arrange for you some throwing materials.
Throwing materials? I'll take you up on that offer one day.
I'll be ready. Perhaps I should start making arrangements.
Throwing materials? Too soon, say.
But if you'd like something a little less exhilarating, I can think of plenty of ways for us to spend time together.
I'd like that a lot, Sayer. Look at you, passed with flying colors. He ruffled my hair with a proud look in his eyes. Thanks, teacher. Of course, my star pupil. Alrighty. He clapped his hands together. How about we go get some lunch, then Val can give you a tour of the place. Since you'll be working with us closely, best get to know each of us better. If you want, of course. I do. Glad you're taking this all well so far. Looking forward to working with you, Miss Kitamari. Just Kitamari. Just Kitamari. He shook my hand with a playful show of pomp and circumstance. Will everyone like me? Of course they will. I already do.
I did not think you were the type to be a flirt, Zafan.
Zafan yelped, completely taken unaware by a voice from behind. Wait, croissant, Zafan. I think I should choose Zafan. Okay. Perfect timing, Valfar. Where did you come from?
The job this morning was a quick one. Come on, let us start. Over there, you have the training hall.
Oh, what's in there?
A lot of training dummies. Typically, the goal is to take out as many of them as possible in a short amount of time. Or you have a target and you have to take them out
I wonder
as
if there's
quickly as
combat.
possible without accidentally killing one of the innocents.
Does our line of work involve a lot of combat?
It depends. There's always the chance to encounter unfriendly spirits.
I remember hearing of those before, but I didn't think it would be something I'd actually deal with.
I have to fight ghosts?
Yes.
I looked at him in horror. You jest, surely.
If you say so, madam.
I assure you I do not. While his face was relatively smooth, I could definitely see him biting back a smile. Was my dilemma a source of amusement to him? How cruel.
That is why you must learn to protect yourself from them.
I know some combat. My best friend had taught me since we were younger.
Didn't do such a good job, did he? You're here dead, aren't you?
Yeah. Yes, Arias. Arias. He has a cape. He has a cape. I don't know though. I think it's a fake cape. It looks like a lab coat. That was my own decision. Or my decision. Only because you didn't know how to fight enough to run away, right?
Orius, enough.
Orius.
You talk a lot for someone in second place.
Orius. It's true. It's true. Orius. Orius. I've been calling him Arias. Ouch. Second place in what?
You see, we keep a tally of the scores from the training hall.
I'm not in second place. I am merely tied with Kame.
Indeed. And since you are tied for first, neither of you are the winner.
You're both second place. That's one way to see it.
So does that not naturally make you second place?
I think you're both winners. I think you're both winners. Thanks. Hemp. Still beat you, Valfar, haven't I?
So you have. So you have.
He's so smug. Valfar. I don't trust
Since
him.
you're so proficient, how about you show Miss here the ropes later?
He doesn't even know my name. Did you hear that? He... I guess there's no way he could, but so. Please just call me Kitamari.
Very well.
Me? Isn't the tour your job? Are you trying to shirk your duties off to me? For shame.
I am not you, Arias.
Arias.
I am the tour guide. You can handle her training.
Arias.
For someone who made sure her arrival would be perfect, you enjoy pretending other.
Pretending other. Arias? Arias. Glared with such intensity, even I had to look away. You did? None of your business. He briskly walked away.
Arias.
Arias. Fine, later. And then he went out of sight.
Very well. But as to what I was saying before, you will meet ill spirits, yes. But it should not be too often. You are not to harm humans, but if you are on an assignment as a fixer, the occasion may arise. There are also rogue reapers. You may need to protect yourself against them.
Rogue reapers.
Or conduct arrests if required.
Wow, I have a lot of responsibilities, don't I?
And you shall carry them out wonderfully. I forgot to explain about the office. Post-reaping reports are filed here.
Yeah, he comes off as the boss or something, Valfar. Reports? Do I have to write them too?
Occasionally. Usually we have separate staff to review the actual reapings. Reapings are recorded automatically. Typically, the recordings are studied only if there is an anomaly.
Anomaly. Recorded automatically?
Yes, into our Hall of Memories.
That sounds fancy.
Which is not a stop on your tour.
From out of nowhere, Kame popped in and regarded Valfar with a stern countenance.
Must each one of you interrupt me?
In return, he greeted Kame with a withering sigh. Pardon my rudeness, but yes, I believe that is a lesson for another time. Aw, now I'm more curious. He chuckled, his eyes crinkling with his laugh. Hold on to that curiosity. I assure you, you will be going somewhere much better in a bit. Far more magical.
Ah, the gate.
Precisely. How about we take her to the human world? She should see what it is like in the present day.
Goodness. Do you mean right now?
Why not?
Oh, are you going to the human world? I shall come along.
I was not informed that this would be part of the tour.
He was rubbing his temple now, much like a schoolteacher who had lost control of his students. But it'll be fun anyway, right? I can't wait to see how much the human world has changed. Perhaps I could stand to wait longer. I was still not used to the sensation of riding. What was it called? An elevator. My stomach churned as we seemed to descend for ages. I wonder if I can press space. Nope, okay. Sometimes when you press space, you can make the text box disappear and then reappear. I'm actually not sure if there is a function for that. Most visual novels have that, but yeah. What if I can't handle it? Are you excited to go into the human world? Perhaps he could sense I was rattled and spoke in soothing tones. Sayer, do you not have any work to attend to? No angelic business of any sort? You must not have a lot of work to come along with us. Arius had seen us all going to the elevator in the hallway and tagged along without being asked.
I wonder. Perhaps this is part of my business.
And you're joining us too.
Because, like it or not, you're my business too.
Arius rolled his eyes, but said nothing else after that. There's only one thing on this floor, this gate here. It was a short walk from the elevator. While the rest of the building was styled differently, age showed in this hallway. How come this place is rather dilapidated? Strange, is it not? We live in the city of stasis. Our weather changes, and we have day and night cycles. Yet it is all artificial. I suppose it is to give a semblance of routine, change.
So consider this hallway to be the sole representation of change. While time does not pass here, centuries have passed beyond this door.
The 6 of us gathered in front of the gate. Centuries have passed. Yes, however, we can assess any point of time in the past. We do so regularly. Why is that?
There are more humans than Reapers. Therefore, there are many more dead souls than Reapers.
Meaning you're understaffed? Precisely. Different Reapers are assigned to different points of time and geographic locations. We are mostly caught up, but there are stragglers. Occasionally there is some trouble that occurs that are outside the records of history that we must correct. Would it not be better to go in order to collect souls? In order to collect souls? I know I said that weird. You would think so, but the powers above say otherwise. We could be centuries behind in our development, unfortunately. Would be. Humans have their follies, but what benefits them also benefits us. We can study patterns of technology, society, and all else, and apply it to our city of stasis. Or learn where we must revise and interfere in history, and how to do so. That falls to fixers like Zafan and Sier. That was a lot of information, and I had a lot of questions. Are their souls not waiting for a long time? Yes and no. The second we go to retrieve them, it is right after their death. Even if they have waited until now, our retrieval changes the time they've actually waited for eventually.
I see. It seems lonely, waiting for centuries.
But then I suppose they haven't waited in the end. Exactly. The problem is that sometimes before we get to them, they can become troublesome spirits. If wayward, they cause mayhem, or worse, turn evil. It's a broken system. And we have our naysayers, of course. Arius hung to the back, and Zafan and Sier each held my hand as Kame approached the gate. Best to show you this part in practice. Remember 2 things. Do not harm any of the humans, and do not interfere in their affairs. I nodded like a good student. Forgive me for taking over, Valfar.
It is quite all right. It was not as though I had prepared for this part of the lesson in advance.
While he smiled, his tone indicated that he was quite put out. Anyway, he held up a pocket watch with a blue cover. Novo City, by the Roseview Shopping Center, present day. The door opened and the entryway glowed white. Follow me. Yes, sir. I was speaking to Kitamari. Rude. Without sparing a second glance, Kame stepped forward. Would you like to go next? I looked at the doorway that swallowed Kame. Although it wasn't entirely different from the doors I passed through in my dream, there was a nervous pit inside of my stomach. It's nothing to be afraid of. Here, I'll show you. Surprisingly, Arius spoke up, and in a moment, he was gone as well. Aw, see, he does care.
You would have your hide if you heard that. Shall I take my leave next?
Let's all go together. The men nodded at me, and with my hands still clasped in between theirs, we walked forward. A cold breeze tickled my face and my clothes rustled. I feared the sensation would be unpleasant, but it was no different than stepping outside. Here we are. My escorts let go of my hand and gestured toward the sky.
What do you think?
This place was not unlike stasis. Strange buildings were all around, although they seemed more plain than the ones I've seen back home. Not that I've been in the non-human world for long. In fact, it was strange to think of myself as different from the humans. It is unfamiliar.
Then I do believe it is time to familiarize yourself.
Shopping? How about we get some bubble tea? I can sense your true motives in coming along. The whole gang. They continued to rattle off suggestions as we went around. The people around us were nothing like the ones I've lived amongst. Their clothes were of far less substance, but also far more colorful. Everything was so cool. It was a little overwhelming. There were so many shops with things I've never seen before, and scents from all directions. As the others continued ahead, I found myself hanging back to take in the scenery. Hey, miss, you like adventure? Huh? Have I the offer for you? It won't take too long, and you'll get a free trip out of it. He held out a leaflet of paper with some pictures on it. Oh, it did look pretty. Well, I suppose that's nice. Isn't it? Come this way. So you see, Kitamari, I think you would quite like these bubble waffles, Kitamari. I walked off with a stranger? What?
Hey, where did she go?
There are 5 guys here, and not one of them could keep an eye on me while I went and walked off with a stranger in the human world.
What do you mean, where did she go?
Yes, Arias, it's everyone else's fault. Chapter 2. Oh my goodness. Kitamari is missing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that was the whole first chapter of Salvus Aries. Let me know if you'd like for me to continue, because I could definitely continue and do some narration, reading, playing of chapter 2 as well. My thoughts so far on this game: I really like the art style. I like the character designs. I like the theme. Oh gosh, this visual novel reminds me of a lot of Otome games I've played, but it still feels fresh. It doesn't feel derivative of them, but it kind of feels like it is inspired by a lot of good ones, but at the same time telling its own story. The mood of it is overall lighthearted, even though it does dabble in darker kinds of concepts at the same time. It sort of like has this sort of gothic wrapper to it or something. I don't know if gothic is the word I'm looking for. Definitely sort of supernatural elements, along with a lighthearted, little bit comedic story, but at the same time it does leave me intrigued about what happened to the main character. Like what happened to her, who is Felix, what happened in those many years past, but she's starting a new life essentially in this world that she's very unfamiliar with. Those moments where she's sort of, just sacked my brain. Those moments where she's interacting with the smartwatch, and then a smartphone doesn't know what these things are. They give them a sorcery. That's definitely stuff that could be further developed for humorous times as well. I hope to get to know the characters more so. The common route, right? That's kind of what you call a route that just includes all of the characters before it really focuses on just one character. I'm not sure how long the common route is. It looks like it might be kind of lengthy, but then take into account the choices you've made. Because I mean, that one section where I get to choose which character to talk to, I would imagine that is related to upping their affection levels and stuff. And there's not too much information here as far as how important those decisions are or where they'll lead, so it'll be a little bit of a surprise. But let me see about saving. Can save any time. Like, I never noticed this being grayed out or anything, so that's good. Options. I do want to go back to the main menu if they'll let me, but here's some Okay, so I just really quickly want to see 3 characters that we haven't met yet that we'll get to know probably in time. I'm curious if all of them have their own routes or if it's really just these main ones who have their own routes. And yeah, I think that this one is so good, very high quality. The writing is good, the writing is clear. The voice acting, even though it's sporadic, it's still good. It's fun voice acting. It's just very sporadic, more than I was expecting actually, but it's still nice to have it there, and it does breathe life into the characters having that extra voice acting. So yeah, check this out if you're interested. It is on Steam. I'm not sure if it's on Switch. I will have links in the description to clarify. But yeah, an Otome game. It's been a while since I played or narrated one. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Thanks for everything. I enjoy your comments. Thanks just for being here. Thanks for your likes, all that. And I'll see you later. Have a wonderful day. Bye.